Well, it's been raining cats and dogs for the past 3 weeks. Feels like 3 years. Good Lord. Anyway, so I have a good knife. I have a nice Mora Companion Black. Accompanies me on my hunting trips. And I also have a Baco, which everybody knows is a Mora. That's in my fishing bag and when I'm out doing bush ninja stuff. Now here comes a really cheap knife. You're not seeing incorrectly. That's right, $1.20, all the way from China. Okay, somebody was able to make that, ship it all the way from China to Jamaica for $1.20. Um, it's a pretty good size. It's a 6-inch blade, wood handles. Don't expect much for $1.20. Kind of rough in the hands as it comes originally. Um, As you can see though, which is pretty cool, it has a micro bevel and the blade is a continuous curve. So when I saw it in the shop, straight back, which can easily be sharpened, I'll show you that later. Um, so I thought, hey, let's go for it. It's $1.20. How bad can it be? We'll have to fix the handles. They're kind of square in places. That'll be very uncomfortable. So yeah, here we go. Cheap knife. Now, here it is compared to my Baco, which, like I said, is basically the Mora Companion. It's a lot thinner. I think you can see it sometimes when the camera goes into focus properly. But you can also see that it's a lot of knife compared to the little Baco. Bigger handle and much bigger blade, eh? But nowhere near as thick on the blade. So now, here comes Godzilla. Now, is that the ugliest holster you've ever seen? Yeah. So the fact is that I'd actually found one of these knives a couple of months ago. Um, Made up a little holster for it. And then I also, stained the handle and I put on those fat side scales there that you're seeing there just to kind of, make it fit my hand better. And I also rounded off the corners on the handle. So, overall, um, when you compare the two of them side by side, you can see the transformation from the ugly duckling into an even uglier duckling. The original one at the bottom looks a little bit bigger, but I think that's just because of the perspective of the camera. Okay, um, I wasn't probably doing it correctly and so on, but they're exactly the same size. See, I tried to put some jimping on the back of that one there too, just to you know try to get a good grip on the whole thing. Um, so yeah, but overall, the fact is that uh, it works. Works very well. I don't need a $300 knife. Um, this is not a survival knife in any way. I'm not going to bet my life on it. I mean, we're here in the tropics, down here in Jamaica. There's nothing, I have a tougher time trying to survive on the streets than in the bush. Um, so I don't need to bet my life on this knife. Yeah, I know it's cheap. It's going to be used around camp or in my fishing bag, cut food, cut some basic little vines. I don't need it to be, $1 million knife. Now, here it is right out of the box. I'm trying to cut some cardboard, and as you can see, it really doesn't work. It needs a little bit of touching up, eh? Yeah, that's not going to work. The point is sharp, but no, it ain't going to cut a hell of a lot. All right. Now here's the one I purchased a couple of weeks ago. I barely touched up the blade, and to be really honest with you, I didn't have to do a lot of work on a little stone that I had. Just a little work. I think it was 5 minutes just to touch up the blade. And yeah, I'd also sharpened the back of the spine. And as I mentioned, we'll see that in a little while. All right, here I am now trying to make some little shavings, some little cuttings. I'm using my cheat stick just so that I don't hit the knife blade down on the concrete wall. But as you can see, it's pretty sharp. Those are very, very small. Really, I zoomed in with the camera. You know, they're very small. Or you can make some big ones. It wasn't that hard at all. The knife is pretty sharp. And I'm going to use these now as a base um, for my scrapings, just to show you that the back of the knife will strike my ferro rod. So here I am using the sharpened spine just to get some scrapings. Like I said, this was my homemade piece of fat wood. Very efficient, worked very well, don't want no more than that. And that's quite sufficient to very easily start a fire with your ferro rod. So as I'd shown in a previous video, now I'm going to use the cheat stick as a base for my ferro rod, again, so that when I strike it, the knife doesn't go down onto the concrete. And there's a little groove in the right in the Y of the cheat stick. You'd seen that before in a previous video. Anyway, there you go, couple of strikes, and bam, just like that, we have fire. So the knife is perfectly capable of doing everything you need. It can hold the edge. It'll scrape the back of your stick, help you get a fire started if all of those things are important to you. And like I said before, I'm not going to trust my life on this knife, but we're here in Jamaica. I don't need to trust my life to this little knife. I know it's a cheap knife. I'm not expecting much out of it. Okay? The fact is that just around camp or when I'm out fishing, it's stainless steel. So it's fairly resistant to rust and everything. Nice and cheap and sharp. That's all I really need. Okay, so there you go. Cheap knife for simple tasks around camp. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. You guys stay safe, eh? And go outside. Go outside and enjoy it, as long as it's not raining. And have some fun. Take care. Till next time.